people, everybody should know this. Turkey, terrible at Euros, 100%. But they have a new manager in German, Stefan Kuntz, who, by the way, played for Besiktas and led the German under-21 team to 3 straight finals and won 2017 and 2021. So they've been doing well since September. This is not the Euros Turkey that you think, Jonathan Johnson. And now they face a Portuguese side who, by the way, Fernando Santos has said this is the most important game of his career. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I feel like they've been going in different trajectories since the Euros. You know, Portugal, I was surprised that they stuck by Santos for so long. I mean, especially after the failure to qualify automatically and dropping into these playoffs. I'm sure that they won't hesitate to wield the axe if they don't manage to make it through here. But Turkey as well. I mean, it's really interesting, the choice to go for Kuntz as the new coach. I don't think he signed off in the way that he would have wanted with the national team, given their disappointing Olympic campaign. But they weren't the only team to fall flat in that competition. France, obviously, being a good example of that as well. So I think for me, this game is as simple as, does Cristiano Ronaldo feel like putting the nation upon his shoulders once more? Because we've seen him do it so many times. And I think that he can paper over enough cracks to get them to the World Cup, whether or not, they're going to be in a good enough position and condition under Santos, to do anything at the World Cup. I very much doubt it. But, they're here in this form at the moment, and I think as well, one thing I read in the build up to this game is they're considering going with Danilo Pereira of PSG in defense. I've seen him play defense a few times this season, and he's good as a makeshift option. But I think it's quite risky going into games as big as these are potentially, with somebody who's not a natural defender in that position. So I think there's reasons for Portugal to be concerned ahead of this game, especially when you know how much individual talent Turkey boasts in that roster.
I hear you when you say Cristiano has enough quality to put enough, ease some of the cracks, but that might just be in his hair, his face, but not with this team. Because the key cog for this Portuguese team is at the back. Pepe. Last 7 matches Pepe has missed, they've dropped points in 3 of them. That tells you how important this guy is.
And he's out due to COVID.
Yeah, he's getting older, but his importance is there. Out due to COVID. Too many costly misses. Joao Cancelo, who's having an amazing season with Manchester City, suspended. Renato Sanchez, injury issues, out. Too many.
Ruben Diaz, too, out to injury.
Too many key pieces. And this Turkey team, this is a trap game for Portugal. Such a trap game when you have so many stars missing, when you have labored into this position. They had the chance to seal the deal, and I think they took it for granted. There's a psychological issue, I think. They're so dependent on Cristiano Ronaldo. Some of the players, some of the supporting cast, they don't play like themselves as they do on the club level. And I like this Turkey team. They're solid, and they can beat you in different ways. But for them, Burak Yilmaz is going to have to step up in the ways that he did for Lille last season.
Yeah, and he can do it. I think I'm with JJ on the point that so many times, specifically a specific Euro Championship title, we have seen, all you need is that one moment from Cristiano Ronaldo to change it. But you're right, Michael, there are too many issues from a starting lineup perspective for Portugal. I mean, Fernando Santos does clearly say, look, we've only lost 1 game in the last 7. So it's not like we're like awful. It's just that we're not overwhelming and we didn't take care of business against Serbia. This is tricky because I think Turkey comes into this, Jonathan Johnson, as complete underdogs. They have nothing to lose. I mean, obviously, there's the pressure because of the European time, but it's not as big as Portugal's pressure. Definitely at home.
No, I agree with that. It's definitely not the same level of pressure. I think as well, a lot of people will have gone off of Turkey, given what happened in the Euros last summer. Plenty of people, myself included, fancied them as dark horses, and then they completely flopped.
Me too.
I guess my prediction is being based somewhat on that, given that I've already fancied them once and they disappointed me. What I do think is that this has the potential to be a really tight game. I don't think all of those absences change the fact that Portugal are still favourites. But it's difficult to find a more dangerous underdog than Turkey. And perhaps the fact that they're no longer fancied by the neutrals in the way that they were going into the Euros, sort of takes a bit of the pressure off and will actually allow them to create those kind of performances. I do see what you're saying with Burak Yilmaz and his importance. I just think that, Lille, sort of depended on that sort of second season miracle. Again, they've really struggled this season. Luckily for them, they had Jonathan David there to sort of carry some of the load. I'm curious to see if Turkey have, somebody similar in their ranks to do that, because otherwise I don't see Burak Yilmaz getting back to anything like the level that we saw last season.
But what I do like about this Turkish team is two players. Çalhanoğlu is having a very good season with Inter, almost a rejuvenated season, moving 2 doors down to a new locker room to the San Siro.
Just 1 door down, really.
Yeah, one and a half, just in case.
Exactly.
But Cengiz Ünder, he is the player that against the Netherlands when they lost 6-1, which was that was hammer time. He was the lone goal scorer, and he's such a wild card. He's in form a bit more with Marseille, getting more confidence in the Europa Conference League. And I just wonder, with Joao Cancelo being out, depending on what side they put Ünder, if he plays on that side, I think he could be the wild card that unlocks the game for Turkey.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I just want to remind everybody, this is not going to be the Turkish side that you saw at Euros. It's not going to be a complete transformation, but definitely from a tactical perspective. And the previous games that we have seen since then, by the way, since that massive loss to Netherlands, they have gone it together. They drew against Norway. They beat Latvia. Obviously beating Gibraltar is not exactly, or Montenegro, but they have shown a little bit of better perspective. I go back to Fernando Santos's point. This is the most important game of his career, which sounds really amazing because, in his 8 years as manager, he's won the 2016 European Championship and reached the last 16 at the World Cup in 2018. But this is big, and we could see Ronaldo not at the World Cup. So we'll see what happens here. But let's get those predictions. My friends, I'm going for a Turkish win. I'm telling you right now. JJ, thoughts?
As much as I'd love to see that happen, because I do have a soft spot for this Turkish side, I think Portugal are going to grind it out to give us the showdown, the qualification showdown that everyone's craving this international break.
All right, Michael.
JJ, I love your optimism, and I believe that you are now a Manchester United fan because how much praise you're giving this Portugal Cristiano
He's
team.
He's a Villa fan, my friend. He struggled too much.
I know. I'm trying to bring him over.
I'm used to the inevitability of Manchester United. Worn down by it.
No, but I just can't. It breaks my heart to say that. CR7, I love you, but not in Portuguese colors for this game because it's going to be a Turkish delight. Turkey are going to do the unthinkable, knockout Cristiano in Portugal. Too many players missing and not enough Turkish players missing. And Turkey, all they have to do is stop CR7 and I think Diego Jota, because those are the only 2 Portuguese players that seem to score goals for the national team.
Joao Felix too, but yeah.
Well, but that's another small caveat. Joao Felix is in form for Atletico Madrid. He's been a factor in the last 7 games for Atletico, 4 goals, 3 assists, and he possibly could be coming off the bench. That tells you some of the issues with a CR7-centered Portuguese team right now.